I spoke to someone today and I was like, bro, why are you backing this manager? And then I was like, there's no reason really. Like I haven't shown me anything to make me back him. He hasn't shown. There's nothing in what we're seeing so far to say he's our manager for the long haul and stuff. I'm choosing to trust this manager. So I can't pull on anything to say because he done that. This is why I'm backing the manager, or because he's done this, or because none of his things have turned out into anything just yet. Where we went out the FA Cup. The players that we have got rid of, obviously they're balling out, they're doing their thing. Like his decisions, we'll know soon. You know what I mean? We'll know if it was worthy or not soon. At the moment, who's thriving from his formation?
Maguire?
Yeah, and that's not enough. You can't hang your hat on that.
No. No one's thriving.
Like,
we're losing games every week.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So no one exactly says nothing. There's no reason other than...
I would say Bruno's playing his best football he has in quite some time in the last little bit. Fair to Bruno,
Bruno, but yeah, it's been dark. Like when you think about it, like what players are really thriving. And Ahmad was at this moment, but he's injured. Yeah. So things have not helped him. So this is not me now rinsing the manager and stuff. I'm just saying I'm choosing to support this manager because I'm like, hopefully what he's instilling now will help us for next season. So he won't have to find out what players he wants to keep. He won't have to give everyone a fresh start. If he was starting let's say he was starting in as the season starts. Yeah, we already know that he's going to go on his journey, then quickly realize he can't trust those players. Now he knows all the criminals. They've all revealed themselves. So there's no fresh start stuff. As soon as the window opens, Man United should be trying to get busy. He already said, he had kind of alluded to, I know the players that I want to work with and the players that I'm not working with, they know as well.
He spoke about how easy those types of conversations can be as well. He's like, if you explain it properly and just say to him, man, listen, it's nothing personal. He's basically saying like, I ain't that deep. I will tell people they got to leave.
Yeah. And I like, do you know what I mean? But there's literally, as we stand here today, there's nothing to say why. I don't know who can tell me what they're backing at the moment. But then we're just, oh, wow, okay, good to hear. I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, I'm kind of blindly backing this manager and hoping he delivers. That's where I'm at the moment.
Marcel, you have to
That's me being honest.
That's
just me being honest.
Yeah,
I think
that's what it's about. Honestly, red carpet.
I think me and UKG were kind of aligned a lot of our thought process to Ten Hag last time in terms of backing him to the very end, why we were backing him. And I think we can't keep sacking managers, I think is another reason, because they're kind of empty reasons, to be honest with you. Like they're not a massively strong reasons to hold on to. That's why I'm really I don't want to say proud. It's like, I'm like, rah, you're really honest by saying there's not much. I'm backing him, but there's not much there. Whereas I'm trying to find even the most minuscule things. You know, part of his, like the way he carries himself in the media, he's really expressive and open to us. Like we were kind of reading through the lines a little bit. Well, me not personally, and maybe to a degree yourself as well, because I feel like we could see a lot of what Ten Hag was trying to do. It's just there was lack of players, there was mitigating circumstances, all these other things. But it's like, I think the way he's really clearly laid out what he wants to do. And, you know, it's just, again, similar to Ten Hag, you know, carrying out instructions is something that's difficult for these players at the top level. They can't do it against top opponents. And it's even difficult for them to do it against lower opponents with certain type of conditions on the halfway line.
So they just can't do it.
So they just can't do it. So they just can't do it. And we've been kind of speaking to that narrative a lot of the time. There was times where we and you were saying, KG, they're not even better than Burnley players. They're not even better than these type of players. They're not even better. Like, and we would have those narrative and those discussions last season. Do you get it? So it's like, I think another thing that I'm trying to say is a good thing as well is he has that one idea, the formation, his articulation in the media are two things that I would say minuscule things. But I think, you know, once you upregulate, which is what I was saying about last manager, upregulating the quality of players within the squad, you start to really see how it makes sense what he's trying to do. So
and you won't be able to get you're not going to get a true reflection of this manager without pieces and with the injuries that he's got. I know he can allow other clubs to say they got injured players, but we couldn't afford to lose Kobe and Ahmad.
I just wanted to comment on, on Amorim, why, back him, because I thought that was a good discussion point as well.
Yeah, I was going to go back to that. That was good.
And for me, I'm kind of back it because I didn't back Ten Hag in the same way at all, as opposed to the other two. That's why I wanted to speak about it. The reason I'm backing Amorim for me is that he's doing, I think, what Ten Hag didn't. When we watched Ten Hag's first preseason on that tour, we were all like, this is kind of good. This is kind of exciting. We're playing a different type of football. We're being aggressive. We went into those first two games and lost. We didn't play anything like that football we saw in his first preseason, the rest of his time at United. We didn't even try. And it changed just overnight in terms of switching, going back to the low block, going back to the transition football, going back to all of that, buying Casemiro, these types of things. I thought he abandoned it too quickly. And for me, I always had doubts because of that he didn't stick to what he wanted the day he got hired, which is why he got hired, And that's why I back Amorim. Whether it's going to work, what has he shown so far? No idea. It doesn't matter. But he will stick to that. And I think that at United, we've needed someone to do that forever, right? We've needed someone to bring an idea and stick to it no matter what, because that's a big part of the reason why you can't get the recruitment right. If you don't know what you're recruiting for and you don't have something that is definite, this is what we are doing. It's laid in stone. It's concrete. It's the next year. It's the next 2 years. It's the next 3 years. How can you recruit for that? It's random. You're just picking players out of a hat because that guy's good. That guy's good.
I think if my honest thing, with Amorim to stick to the principles thing, I personally think what's happened is that we've gone so far one way to see a guy in Ten Hag not have a style of play, like not know what he wants to do. We started crying out for the identity. Like, what are you trying to do? So we're crying out for somebody who like sticks to it, because like James said, Ten Hag had his way that we wanted from Ajax, but we never saw it, and he compromised on them values. So because we saw that for so long, I think what built up was the next guy. I tell you what, I need to see you stick to your thing. I want to see style. I want to see. But I just think, like, if I'm being totally honest, like, let's take our Man United hats off, like, just look at just managers of football clubs, of teams, like top level managers. Yeah, I just think a good trait is also being able to just understand when to maybe tweak some things and mix up some things, and I just think personally, there's no if you're gonna stay to your specific thing and never budge an iota. When I say not budge an iota, in game, like we said, we've seen Amorim try different things. He's tried different players in different positions. He's tried.
He's changed the formation, Fleck.
He's changed. We've kind of morphed into, sometimes it looks like a 4-4-2 sometimes, and this, that, and the other. But his fundamental principles are: I've still got 3 centre halves. I've still got my wing backs. Like, even when we go down to 10 men, he keeps that. Like, so he's wedded, locked in with that. That's not going to change. Yeah. I'm just saying that it's still okay to be like, well, there's different ways to be a good manager. Like, some managers literally will just adapt. They'll just say, I don't have, my style will always be this, ideally, but until I get it, I'm going to do this until I get to the summer. Now, because we're convoluting things with players whereby they failed loads of managers as well, that's why we're more behind this one to say, don't let them win.
I'll disagree a little bit though, Flex, because we would say if it gets to next season, why don't the players know the system yet? That'll be the first argument. Why is it taking so long for a system to be established? We've played a certain brand of football for so long, and you have to eradicate that. We have to eradicate that style of play where we've been a counter-attacking team for so many years, bro. And we're comfortable in the low. Like he said it the other day, like we're in the game against, what was it?
Ipswich.
What was our game before this? Yes. He said, look, they love it. Like Maguire and those players, they want to play low block and resolute, and that's their game. I don't want to play like that. Which he basically said, that's a system I have no interest in. I did it just because, like, I took off Garnacho and left on like the tall guys that was gonna win it. Like, this is not the football that I want to play. So we're always going to deal with that thing where there has been that thing. He has adapted. I'm going to say it's more, this has been media led, really, when it talks about he's unwilling to adapt. The media's forced it down everyone's throats that he won't adapt. And he does every game he does. And they're saying he's unwilling to tweak it. All I keep hearing is very stubborn, won't do this, won't do that. But then I see stubborn managers all over the league, but he will make those changes. And we've watched it with our own eyes, you know. But now it's the greatest talking point.
But we're not seeing improvement. So if you're not
but you say something for long enough, it becomes true. The point I'm really trying to make is it's been said so much, they're making it out as if Ruben is not flexible. The only thing he said he's not changing is the back three. But I've changed everything around this back three. But this is my solid foundation, which I like to build from. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's beyond the pale.
I think it's positive though for him, KG, because I think, to be honest, because it's kind of like a weird paradox, because Manchester United financially are in such bad shape, there is an element of job security for Ruben Amorim that like they can't really do anything. You know what I mean? So he does have this like weird cushion of
it's the free hit. Right, it's the free hit that I brought up ages ago. He has it.
It's not necessarily. Well, in the sense of I mean almost financially, not necessarily like from a performance point of view, but it's kind of like, well, look, we're set in the title, season's nearly done, we're set about Europa, like. Let's be honest, we haven't won Europa. I thought we had a better chance of winning the FA Cup.
We don't know. Hey, we don't do that. We don't know.
across two legs.
We don't, guys. We do not stop speaking in total until it's done. You can't say
it's unlikely.
That.
It's very. I
you
think
said you're not winning Europa. You said
all right. It's unlikely we win the Europa League. I think.
There you go.
In the same way, it's unlikely that whatever that asteroid was going to
To be fair, I mean, one of the biggest competitors is Tottenham, and it's not like they've been any good. I mean, aren't they below us in the Premier League table? All things considered,
they beat us 3 times. They beat us 3 times this season.
Fourth time's the charm. Okay, I mean, look,
exactly. Yeah,
this club is ridiculous.
This
club is ridiculous. I hear you, but this club is ridiculous, and we could find ourselves in a final.
Not this time.
And
the thing is, we were saying this about the FA Cup. We're the holders of the competition last season. We won it.